Welcome to Crypto Polaris. My name is Zia. Thank you for coming. And this is a new addition to what I've been doing. So, this is going to be a weekly roundup for the headline news. Today is June 28th, 2025. And I have a lot of information to get through. So, this is not specific to any crypto. This is all about what happened last week and what are we going to look at for next few weeks ahead of us. So, why don't we get started? Lots to show you. So, let's get started. All right, guys, you guys are very familiar with this. This is Coin Market Cap. I thought we start with a status of where we are. So if you look at this very carefully, the total market cap for the whole crypto industry is $3.3 trillion. That's how large this industry is. It's not going back, guys. All the years that we've had 4-year halving and a year and a half later, we go through crypto winter. Do you know why? Because all the rules and regulations and the policies have been changed to legalize and still going on under the Trump administration. It is now day and night. There will not be crypto winter. Things will stabilize, but there will not be crypto winter of 50% decrease, 80% decrease. Not a financial advice, but by looking at everything, it is not going to happen. So the total market is 3.3. Bitcoin itself, you can scroll down and look at each row. I usually look at the top 10 to get a pulse for how we're doing. Bitcoin is sitting at $2.1 trillion of market cap. Looking at the column last 7 days, percentage change, Bitcoin did fairly well. It's up 4%. You can scroll down and see XRP is doing well. And I'm going to talk about this in a few minutes. BNB Solana is up 8% for the whole week, which is great news. And so I just stick to the top 10. I'm not sure what's going to happen to Cardano, but maybe I should do a video on Cardano and get into a lot of the details on that. So it is looking great in terms of where we are. The fear and greed index is the sentiment of how we are all collectively feeling about the industry. And it's much more complex than that, but it's sitting right in the 50%, which is a great time because people are neither scared nor greedy. And this is the time to accumulate, in my opinion. All right. The altcoin season, everyone's talking about it's upon us. So we shall see what happens to the altcoin. But that's pretty much it. And let's move on to looking at, speaking of altcoins, this is a great site, Crypto Bubbles. I highlighted last whole week, and we're looking at the Binance exchange. And you can see in 1 week which ones have done well. Now, these are mostly meme coins, guys. Please do not go out. Please do not go out and buy any one of these. These are meme. If you have disposable income, you want to throw away $100, go for it. Otherwise, stay far away from these. Things like, look at that, bananas, fun, move, broccoli. It's just for fun. That's what meme coins are. All meme coin does is creates adoption into the crypto. It allows novice people to get introduced to crypto. That's really the purpose of meme coin. And of course, there are a few meme coins that have community around it. Okay, let's keep chugging along. This is a great site that I look at pretty much every day. On the upper left-hand side, there's a lot of data here. We won't go through this, but look at the upper left-hand side where it says national debt. It is now sitting at $37 trillion, guys. $37 trillion of national debt. And it's out of control. That means the USD, or better known, fiat, is not doing very well. Just look at this Federal Reserve debt to GDP. We're currently at 123% of our GDP. It's unsustainable. That is why people are going into Bitcoin as a hedge and hopefully the future of reserve currency. And that's why most people are going into this. Look at 2000. Our debt to GDP was only 57%. So it's looking terrible in terms of where we are. And that's more reason why Bitcoin and other cryptos are becoming synonymous with hedging. All right. So let's keep going. Another chart that I look at, usually Saturdays and Sundays, I want to start sharing with you is what are all the economic appointments or meetings and whatnot happening this coming week. So when I scroll down and look at Monday, not much is happening. The only one that I care about in here is not even Tuesday. Wednesday, I care about the ADP employment data. And that really gives you a little view of what the feds are thinking in terms of cutting rates. And I think rate cut is baked in and is coming. We're going to get at least 2 rate cuts this year. This is very important on Thursday, which is the initial job claim. that I look at. And so there's really not much happening other than these things that I look at every week. And they do make a difference in terms of if you do trade these things, they make a difference in terms of up and down. Now, I don't trade, I'm an investor, I'm in it for long term, but I like to see the sentiment of the market. And that's why I look at this. And I wanted to start sharing this with you. This is very important, guys. M2. This is the total money supply of US government. Right now, all the way to the right, as of May 1st, we're almost $22 trillion of money supply. That's US currency floating around the world on USD. Look at this chart all the way from the left. This is from 2024, of May of 2024 all the way to May of 2025. It has gone up quite a bit, like $1 trillion worth of new cash have been injected. So what this means is this is a lagging indicator for Bitcoin prices to go up, usually 3 to 4 months. Okay, so I keep an eye on this, and you can look at 1 month, 2 month, 3 month period as well. Okay, big news, guys, big news. This is huge. This is huge. So you guys heard about the Genius Act, Stable Act, as well as Clarity Act just a couple days ago. Now Congress is going to pump through all of these through the Congress and get a bill for our president to sign by July 7th. That is unheard of, guys. Everyone was anticipating September or October, but now they're going to get it to him by July 7th. If that happens, guys, it's just off to the races with respect to Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens. Now, in addition to that, one of the acts is the Clarity Act. Genius Act is one thing, Stable Act is another thing. Those are related to stable coins. But the Clarity Act, if you don't know what that is, Clarity Act clarifies, who oversees the commodities like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana versus non-commodities, which will be SEC. So now we have CFTC as well as SEC completely understanding who has oversight rights on the others. And this is very important. Thank you to the Trump administration and our US Congress pushing this through. This is awesome for the crypto industry. We've been waiting for this for 10 years. Now, what you're looking at here is, remember, I've been talking about every single state in the United States now want to take the treasury and buy Bitcoin. So you can see Arizona and you can see New Hampshire, Texas, they have all approved and enacted. Their governors have signed, and it is in the law that they are using their treasury money to buy Bitcoin. And just to give you a quick glimpse, we've got Massachusetts, Michigan, Ohio right behind, and they're working on it. And the rest of the states are coming right behind it to go through all of this process. So it's off to the races. All the states, one by one, are going to start buying Bitcoin, and Texas has already started buying it, just like New Hampshire and Arizona as well. Okay. Let's move on to this is a good thing to take a look at every week. These are all the exchanges around the world, including US. You can see Coinbase, Binance, and what is the holding of Bitcoin. And I look at their Bitcoin holding. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see 2 million Bitcoins. Guys, that is all there is left. The rest are held by you and me, corporations, and also lost. There's about almost 4 million coins that are lost. So the pressure is on from the supply side because the demand is high. And you can see this chart, and the yellow lines are the Bitcoin prices going up, and the green lines going down is the supply at these exchanges. So right now it's down to 2 million, and that is all-time low. You can see how high it was, and it's just going down, down, down. So that means it's great for the price of Bitcoin. All right, let's keep going. This is, you've heard about corporate treasuries buying, such as MicroStrategy, Metaplanet, Mara, Riot, Galaxy. They're all here. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 60. We're showing you just top 60. And you can see MicroStrategy now owns 592,000 Bitcoins. And this one, number 7, is Metaplanet. Guys, I have specific videos on MicroStrategy and Metaplanet. Check it out. Those speak to the fundamentals of these companies and how aggressively they're buying Bitcoin. These are the guys that are going to become trillion-dollar companies in next 2 to 3 years. So keep an eye open for those. These charts down here shows you there's about 3.47 million Bitcoins all locked up among these companies, along with the government, DeFi, exchanges, and all of that. All right. And then there's another chart that I want to bring to your attention. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom and I'll pause once I get there. There's a lot of data here. I love looking at this. What you're looking at, this nice chart, is the purple is the ETFs. That's like the BlackRocks of the world. They are accumulating. You can see it's just growing in terms of Bitcoin. Look at the green. Green are the public companies. They're using their corporate treasuries to buy Bitcoin. That is growing. Everything that you see are growing to the right. So the races are on, and we are seeing all these accumulations of Bitcoin that are taking place. Okay? Now, this is interesting, guys. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. These are the guys that oversee our housing in the United States. They are now going to consider looking at someone to qualify for buying a house to get a loan. They will consider Bitcoin as an option, as an asset to be able to qualify for a loan. These are exciting times, guys. Before, you couldn't do that. If you've got all these Bitcoins sitting there, nope, you have to show cash and other types of assets. Now they are going to allow you to use your Bitcoin as a collateral against your loan. The world is changing, guys. Can you see that? I am super excited about where we're going to be a couple of years from now. This one, hodling, hodling, hodling. You guys know what hodl means? HODL, hold on for dear life. That's what we call it in the Bitcoin and the crypto world. You can see the accumulation of Bitcoins taking place. 800,000 Bitcoins were bought in last month. That is a lot of Bitcoins, guys. You can multiply that by $110,000. That's a lot of billions out there. And you can read this article. It goes into why and all of that, but the race is on to buy the Bitcoins. All right. Chainlink, in case you don't know, their ticker is LINK, Link. They really are the blockchain company that is linking all the different types of blockchains. They're the ones that provide raw data, such as weather data. How do you trust weather data? Whose weather data is correct? Which stock data is correct? This company, Chainlink, is creating trustless environment where the blockchains can consume that data and actually trigger smart contracts. So check out Link, Link. And I've been a holder of Link for a long time. Do your own due diligence, not a financial advice. But this article speaks to how Chainlink is really helping the stablecoin market, as well as Ethereum, Solana, and others become very competitive blockchain where they can rely on the data that Chainlink provides. Okay, let's talk a little bit about our favorite XRP, Ripple. Finally, 5 years later, this is done. They're putting the case to rest. So it is closing. So the XRP is now ready to move up. I have a dedicated video on XRP. Go check out. It does price predictions and also fundamentals around XRP. And I think XRP is going to be much, much higher than where it is right now. And it's very good that this lawsuit has been put behind this week. And there's an article here where immediately it's talking about how XRP is going to jump 420% in near future. And the article really talks about a lot of the technical things, but really fundamentally, and I'm a fundamental guy, fundamentally, I think XRP now, the SEC lawsuit is gone. They can focus on build, and really deliver the cross-border payment stuff that XRP is known for, and also integration with other stable coins. So exciting times. And there's an article here about how high XRP will go. But really, check out my video that really talks about where I think XRP has a great chance of getting really high in terms of potentially even double digit. Okay. Last but not least, a little fun news. The divorce lawyers are getting interested in your crypto. So unfortunately, people get divorced, they have prenup, postnup, but a lot of the people hide their crypto in a hard wallet, cold wallet, what have you. So now there's all these regulations that are coming into play where you're going to have to start to divulge your ownership of cryptos, be it on a cold wallet, hot wallet on exchanges. So you can't hide from your spouses anymore, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on where you come into this game. It's a good thing, I think, overall, that we are standardizing and legalizing all of these things. So, guys, that's a wrap for June 28th. If you liked this news, I'm going to be doing it every week. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and give me some comments. Let me know what you want to hear about, and look forward to talking to you next. Take care. Bye bye.